Hi everybody, I'm Matt Swarchek, Director of Television here at Fostoria City Schools. We have another great episode of Focus on Redmen for you. Today we have two interviews. One, we are going to see Michael Hofbauer talk to Ms. Hefner, who is a new teacher here at Fostoria Junior Senior High School. We will also have Damir Johnson talking to the basketball coach JT Bates. So right away we'll get you over to JT Bates and Damir.
Thank you. Today I'll be interviewing high school head basketball coach, Coach Bates. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Good. I have a couple questions to ask you today. And my first question is, are you excited about the upcoming basketball season?
We're very excited. We got a lot of returning guys back. We had a really good summer. Really started to gel as a team towards the end of the summer and played really well in our last shootout. So we're very excited. I think we're going to do a lot of good things.
Good. How many returning seniors do you have?
We have 5 seniors in the program as of right now that are coming back that played last year. We might have a couple more come out, not sure. But so we have a good core. We have 5 guys that are back as seniors.
Good. How do you feel about this season this year?
Like I mentioned earlier, I'm really optimistic. I think we can get a lot out of the guys that we have. I think a lot of people will be overlooking us based on the fact that we didn't have that great of a season last season. So I think we're going to surprise a lot of people. We'll be right there at the end of the year in the league.
Do you expect it to be above 500?
I do, oh yeah, definitely. I think we have the capability and the players to do that.
What are your expectations of the team this year?
You just asked me that question.
No, I did not. I said, how do you feel about that?
Like I mentioned, expectations are high. And that should be for all the players, not just me or the other coaches on our staff. It should be for everybody. So the expectations for this season are really high.
What type of offense do you plan on running this year?
My typical type of offense has always been a slow down game, keep it in the 40s. But with the guys that we have coming back, I think we can run a lot more, push the tempo, press, get up and down the floor, hopefully score quite a few points, and make it exciting for the fans to come and watch. So I'm planning on running this year. Hopefully we can make that happen.
Do you not have a lot of height this year?
Not really. We got a couple kids that are tall. Dugan Smith's back, he's 6'6". And that's pretty much it for guys over 6 foot. Austin Milam, 6'3", but the majority of our guys are right around that 5'10" to 6 foot range. We're not real tall, but we are athletic and fast. So that's why.
Do you plan on running most of the year this year?
I plan on running.
Do you plan on running more of a zone to zone or man?
I would like to run man. It seems that at least in the summer, with our press that we want to run, it's easier for us to fall back into a zone. So we'll probably run a lot of both. We'll run a lot of our trapping zones and things like that, so it should be a good mixture of the two.
Which one do you like more?
I like our trapping zones. I like our press that we ran this season. I like how we fall back into that 1-2-2 or that 12 we called it, and trap the corners. So I'm kind of a zone guy, but you got to be able to play man at times too.
Well, that's all for today. Thanks for your time.
No
Appreciate
problem.
it. And back to you.
Thanks, Damir. Now let's head over to Michael Hofbauer, who is talking to Ms. Hefner.
Thank you, Mr. Swarchek. I'm here with Ms. Hefner. She's a new biology teacher here, and I'm going to be interviewing her today. So, when did you start teaching here at Fostoria?
This is actually my first year teaching at Fostoria, so this past August, but I have taught in the past. I've been subbing the last 2 years. And then the end of last year, I actually was a long-term sub, and I taught 7th and 8th grade science.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Where did you teach before you got here?
Before I got here, I subbed at 2 different school districts pretty regularly. One was Huntington Local School District, and the other one was Paint Valley Local School District, and that's where I ended up doing the long term for 7th and 8th grade. So down in Southern Ohio in Chillicothe, about 3 hours away from here, so down in the hills.
Yeah. Do you like it here at Fostoria?
I love it here. I mean, not only is this like my first official teaching job, but like I love all the students. You know, people ask me if I have any kids. Me and my husband don't have any kids, but I claim all of my students as my kids. I refer to you guys as my kids, so I really like it here.
That's good. What's your favorite thing about it here?
My favorite thing about Fostoria would be, I haven't been here in the past, so I don't know how it's been, but the school spirit this year seems awesome. Like this week is Spirit Week, and you can see we're both dressed like minions. All the students seem to be really into it. You know, we get a lot of student support at our volleyball games. The football games look like they're so much fun. You know, we have a really big student section there. So I think the student involvement is pretty good.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
a lot better than what it was before.
Good.
I agree. Do you coach anything?
I do. I actually am the JV volleyball coach this year, and we're doing pretty well. I can't tell you my record off the top of my head, which I should know that. But I have a great group of girls. Previously, I have coached track and cheerleading.
Sounds fun. What did you do at Paint Valley?
Paint Valley. Last year I was actually the varsity volleyball coach. First year ever coaching volleyball in the first year. You know, I come into it and I am like the head coach, so it was different. And then before that I was the junior high cheerleading coach.
Sounds good. Where'd you go to college?
For college, I did a lot of my undergraduate at the University of Toledo. And then my husband actually graduated before me, and he got a teaching job, and we moved down south. And I finished out at Shawnee State University, which is really cool. It's really small, but it's a really good college.
Sounds. I don't know. I haven't heard of it, but.
I know, a lot of people haven't. It's like right on the river, right by Kentucky. So like, here's the college, here's the river, there's Kentucky. So really small.
Yeah. You talked about going to Toledo. You went to Toledo?
Mm-hmm.
What'd you do there?
While I was there, I was studying biology, and I also worked for the football team. I was a student equipment manager, so I helped set up practice. I ran around with the defensive coordinator, so I set up his drills, tore down his drills. I traveled with the team, so like before the game, we would set up their locker room. During the game, I'd stand on the sideline, so like if a chin strap broke, I'd fix it, or like if something broke in their shoulder pads, I could fix that, or like their shoes, so I was there to help with that. And that was like the best college experience I ever had. So
Sounds pretty fun.
yeah, I got to travel a lot. I met Doug Flutie on the sidelines when we played Northern Illinois. When I knew our games were televised, I would stand next to the head coach, because you know how the head coach is always on TV, so I'd always be standing there like this, just waiting, because I know the camera would pan by and I'd be on TV. Then my pocket would buzz. My dad would be like, "Oh, I just saw you on TV." See, I did that on purpose.
Well, you're gonna be on TV now for this. What did you like going to Toledo?
Oh, I loved it. It was definitely a lot bigger than what I was used to. You know, my high school was a lot small, just like Fostoria, so not a lot of culture. And then you move up there, and there's 15,000 students, and you sit in a class with 300 other students. You know, you don't want to raise your hand and ask a question.
Yeah.
But campus was beautiful. There was a ton of things to get involved in. Like I said, I worked for the team, so that helped. Living in the dorms was different. You know, my freshman year, I shared a dorm with 300 some other students, shared a bathroom with 20 some other girls. Yeah, but I mean, it was a good experience, and I absolutely love it. Like my husband and I, we go to football games regularly every year and try to get back and still stay in touch with our friends from there.
Where are places you got to go when you were at Toledo?
I had been to Arizona. I was on the sidelines when Toledo beat Michigan in 2008. Northern Illinois, so Ball State, so I've been to New York. Oh man, where else did I go? Michigan, because there's a lot of MAC schools in Michigan. Missouri, Kansas. So there's a lot of places, yeah.
You've been around.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it was all paid for by the school, which was awesome.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
It was a good
Free
job.
trips.
Yes, free food.
Where's your favorite place to go?
I guess my favorite game was when we played Iowa State. I mean, don't get me wrong, beating Michigan was awesome because I love Ohio State too. But Iowa State, like the stadium was huge, and the atmosphere was amazing. Hearing like all of those students chant at the same time, or just watching them get excited, and they were really nice. A lot of teams are really rude to the visiting teams. Fans are mean, but their fans were awesome. It was pretty cool, and the restaurants we ate at there were pretty awesome too.
What was one of the restaurants you ate at?
Oh, I couldn't even tell you the name. We always tried to pick something that wasn't like a chain restaurant that you couldn't eat at here in Ohio. So we never really ate it like native to that place, yeah. So I couldn't even tell you any of the names of the restaurants. But we ate at some cool places. I think when we were in Kansas, we ate at this one restaurant that had like bison. We had rattlesnake bites. It was like ground up rattlesnake in rice and like a hush puppy. It was really good.
Sounds pretty good.
I never thought I'd eat rattlesnake, but I did.
Yeah, so where'd you go to high school?
I went to River Valley High School in Marion County. There are actually 3 river valleys in the state of Ohio, and a lot of people get them confused. So my river valley is like smack dab in the middle of the state. It's about an hour north of Columbus. We were the Vikings. Again, we were small, like Fostoria. I think my graduating class had 130. While I was there, I ran track. I was in show choir. I did marching band, concert band. I was a cheerleader, wrestler stat, student council, student mentor, senior mentor group for the freshmen. What else did I do? I don't know. I was really involved. I did a lot. Senior music. I did the musicals.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty busy.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Did you?
I missed all of that stuff.
What made you want to go into science?
I'm one of those know-it-all type people. Like, I have to know how things work, why things work. So I think that kind of got me into science. But there was one teacher, my biology teacher, Mr. McGuire. So I had him for biology 1 and biology 2 and marine biology. He was just, I don't know, he made me love science. The way he taught and what we studied, like, I was like, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to be the next Mr. McGuire. I want to make my students, get excited about science and love science. I know it's not everybody's favorite. It can be boring, but I want to be able to do what he did. Take science, the boring parts, and make it exciting. Right, make it interesting, making it exciting so the students want to learn it.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing about biology?
My favorite part of biology. That's a good one. I like the evolution part, like learning how species have changed over time, like why they changed, why do we have butterflies with different colored wings, or the reason there's so many different types of insects. I really love insects. I know it's weird. I hated them until I was forced to study them. But the whole evolution part of that, just seeing things change and evolve, and I don't know. To me, that's just really interesting. It's really interesting to learn about, and I still, to this day, I look up stuff just to read about it and learn about it and try to stay up to date on all the new discoveries.
Did you do anything interesting in college with biology?
Yeah, actually my senior year, I went to Costa Rica for 2 weeks. Studied abroad, out in the middle of the jungle, out in the middle of nowhere, no TV. I mean, we had Wi-Fi because people were doing research, but there were no roads, no towns. The boat dropped us off, said, here you go. I spent 2 weeks studying insects while I was there.
All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you again on another episode of Focus on Redmen.